In the bustling heart of Madrid, where the sun-kissed streets pulsed with the rhythm of hurried footsteps and distant flamenco echoes, Elena Vargas clutched her designer handbag like a lifeline. It wasn't just any bag, it held her world. A wallet stuffed with cards that could summon fortunes, a phone connecting her to boardrooms across continents, and a faded photograph of her late mother, the only remnant of a simpler life before her empire of luxury hotels made her one of Spain's wealthiest women. But on that fateful afternoon, as she dashed from a high-stakes meeting to her chauffeured car, a careless jostle from the crowd sent the bag tumbling from her grasp. By the time she spun around, it was gone, swallowed by the sea of faces. Panic surged through her veins like ice water. Who could have taken it? A thief? An opportunist? Elena's mind raced with accusations, her trust in humanity fraying at the edges. Elena wasn't always this guarded. Born in a modest barrio on the outskirts of the city, she had clawed her way to the top through sheer grit, building her chain of hotels from a single inherited property. Success had brought opulence, private jets, galas with celebrities, and a penthouse overlooking the Retiro Park. But it had also erected walls around her heart. Friends were few, family distant, and acts of kindness felt like relics from her childhood. As she reported the theft to the police, her voice trembled not just from loss but from a deeper fear, that in a world of greed, even her hard-earned security could vanish in an instant. The officers were sympathetic but pragmatic. Bags like hers rarely resurfaced intact. "Señora Vargas," one said gently, "prepare for the worst." Deflated, Elena retreated to her empty home, the silence amplifying her isolation. Little did she know, the bag's disappearance was no ordinary theft. It was the spark of an unexpected journey that would shatter her cynicism. The next morning, a cryptic message arrived on her assistant's phone. "Found something that belongs to you. Meet at Plaza Mayor at noon. Come alone." Elena's pulse quickened. Was it a ransom demand, a trap? Against her better judgment, curiosity, and a flicker of hope propelled her to the historic square, where tourists mingled with street performers under the watchful gaze of ancient statues. She scanned the crowd, her tailored suit standing out amid the casual throng. Then from behind a fountain, a small figure emerged, a boy no older than 10 with tousled hair, threadbare clothes, and eyes wide with a mix of fear and determination. In his hands was her bag unscathed. "Señora," he said in a soft, accented Spanish, "this is yours, right? I didn't take anything, promise." Elena's breath caught. This child, dirty-kneed and clutching a crumpled plastic bag of his own, had taken her purse? She knelt to his level, her voice a whisper. "Why did you take it? And how did you find me?" The boy, whose name was Miguel, shifted uncomfortably. He explained in halting words. He was an orphan from a nearby shelter, surviving on odd jobs and the kindness of strangers. Yesterday, amid the chaos of the street, he'd seen the bag fall and a shady figure snatch it up. Without thinking, Miguel had chased the thief down an alley, shouting until the man dropped it and fled. "I could have kept it," Miguel admitted, his cheeks flushing. "There's so much money in there. But my abuela always said, kindness is the only wealth that multiplies when shared. She's gone now, but I remember." Elena's world tilted. This boy with nothing to his name had risked his safety for a stranger's possession. Not for reward, but because it was right. As they sat on a bench, Miguel's story unfolded like a forgotten melody. He lived in a run-down orphanage, dreaming of school, but trapped in a cycle of poverty. The bag's contents? Untouched except for one thing. He'd used a few euros from her wallet to buy bread for the other kids at the shelter. "I'm sorry," he mumbled, pulling out a handwritten IOU on a scrap of paper. "I'll pay it back someday." Elena's eyes welled with tears she hadn't shed in years. Here was a child embodying the selflessness she'd long abandoned in her pursuit of power. An unexpected turn gripped her. What if her fortune, hoarded like a dragon's treasure, was meant for more than personal gain? In that moment, a profound realization dawned. Her mother's photo in the bag wasn't just a memory. It was a reminder of the woman who had taught her that true richness lay in giving, not accumulating. The emotional climax came swiftly, like a summer storm breaking over the plaza. Elena, her voice cracking, pulled Miguel into a hug. "You didn't take my bag," she said. "You saved it, and me." Overwhelmed by his quiet heroism, she made a decision that would transform both their lives. She didn't just return the favor with a handout. She committed to sponsoring the entire orphanage, funding education, meals, and renovations. But more than that, she invited Miguel to her home for dinner that evening, where she shared stories of her own struggles, forging a bond that felt like family reborn. As the sun dipped low, casting golden hues over the square, Elena felt a weight lift from her soul. For the first time in decades, she wasn't alone. She was connected, human. In the days that followed, Elena's life blossomed with purpose. She established a foundation for street children across Spain, channeling her millions into acts of compassion that rippled outward. Miguel, now her godson, thrived in school, his dreams no longer deferred. The story of the stolen bag spread through whispers and news outlets, inspiring countless others to look beyond their own worlds. Elena often reflected on that fateful day, realizing that true wealth isn't measured in bank accounts but in the hearts we touch. In a world that can feel divided and cold, one small act of kindness, from a boy with nothing to give, can ignite a chain of humanity, reminding us all that hope endures when we choose selflessness over suspicion. And so, with every sunrise over Madrid, Elena carried not just her bag, but a renewed faith in the power of the human spirit to surprise, heal, and uplift.